Ashley, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you that are new, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're going to be getting into the new iPhone XS Max. I already had the 7 Plus and I honestly refuse to go back to anything smaller. I've been waiting for this size phone. But we're definitely going to get into the phone itself, my thoughts about it, but also what's on my iPhone. So apps that I like to use, how it's laid out, nothing too crazy. So if you are interested in hearing about my thoughts with the new iPhone XS, but also to see what's on my phone, keep on watching. Alright guys, so we're gonna get started, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up my phone. This does have like the Face ID feature, which I do like because I do find it a little easy to use. So once I've unlocked it, I get to my home page for the most part. It's a beautiful photo of Beyonce taken by photographer Raven Verona. She is a Bronx baddie, so shout out to Raven for that. So I'm gonna open it up. We see Beyonce is the first thing, of course. And pretty much my layout is very simple, and I feel like since I got back into using iPhones around 2014, I did have an Android for a little bit. We're not going to discuss that. I feel like I've had this same layout since then, and part of it is because this is the layout that I've gotten used to when I look at my phone, and part of it is also because like I find it a very easy layout. I can access everything pretty quickly because it's already in my brain where everything is. So we see all of the apps lined up. Some things are grouped off depending on, you know, what they are. So I'm just gonna walk through them, the apps and the little groups one by one. So first we have productivity. So I keep my calendar in here as well as reminders. I input a lot of things into my calendar and I get notifications as things come up. I have the weather app, FaceTime photos, of course. A lot happening or not happening in photos at the moment. So we're gonna get out of that. Clock, Google Maps. These are my camera apps. So I have a lot of different apps for a lot of different things. So usually how I like to lay my the little groups out is I like to put the apps that I'm more likely to use first, and then things that I use the least to the back. However, I do have a little bit of rearranging to do. But when you first open up my camera apps, you'll see that I have the camera, of course. I have Lightroom, Photoshop Express, Facetune, of course, Faded, Snapseed, Kira, Frame Magic, and Retouch. And then second page, I have Over, Word Swag. Kenai, I believe, was an app for, I think, Canon, I'm not sure. Play Memories is for my Sony camera. Visco, Afterlight, Boomerang, Fonto, Layout. And then the last page, I have Color Story, Hyperlapse, Quick, Photoshop Fix, ColourPop, Keynote, and Light, and 8mm. So a lot of these apps, like I said, do have to be rearranged because there are some things that I tend to use more than others and things that I don't use as much anymore. So I'm definitely going to rearrange these things. But for the first page, of course, camera, Lightroom, Facetune, let me see, Retouch once in a while. Word Swag is definitely a favorite of mine. Afterlight and Fonto. And everything else for the most part I keep just in case I do need it, especially because there are some apps that I did purchase. But that's pretty much it for the camera app, camera apps, notes, iTunes Store, shopping, and entertainment. So I pretty much have ordered everything the same way I would like to use them. Sephora is probably the most accessed app on my phone. Ulta, Amazon, Sneakers app, of course, if you are a sneaker person. Sneakers app is a great way to stay up to date with what's launching, when it's launching, and things like that. So Nike, ASOS, Zara, Fandango, Bloomingdale's, Foot Locker, Ticketmaster, TickPick, Eventbrite, Atom, CoStar, and Word Connect. So like I said, I've included my shopping and entertainment in here. So I have like CoStar as a form of entertainment. It's pretty much like a it tells you more about like your sign and like astrology related things and things like that. So I am a Pisces, for those of you that didn't know. So I'm gonna get out of that. Atom is like a movie ticket app and things like that. So that's my shopping and entertainment. And Word Connect, I'm like bomb in Word Connect, so you definitely can't see me in that game. So App Store settings, Shazam. Food, of course, because your girl has like a habit of serial ordering. But Uber Eats is a favorite of mine. Starbucks app, Domino's, and Chipotle. I could probably delete the Chipotle app because I very rarely place an order prior to being there, so I can probably delete that. But Google Chrome is my browser of choice. My Apple Music app, my finance app as well. So anything having to do with money goes into this app. So I have my bank apps, any cash or money apps that I like to use are all in here. Then Google, my Google items, so like Dropbox, Adobe, Google Documents, Drive, Adobe Fill and Sign, and Sign Now are some of the apps that I have on my phone in case I do have to sign a contract and get it back to somebody right away. It's a lot easier for me to sign it while I'm on the go and then just send it back that way. So my T-Mobile apps, I'm a T-Mobile girl. So I have my T-Mobile app separately. I have my Gmail. I need to get through my emails. Granted, it's only 9, but 9 is really a lot for me. I really like to have that icon down to like 1 or none, to be honest. So all of my remaining social media apps, so I have like my YouTube apps. Spark Post is one of my favorite apps, especially if I'm doing like YouTube thumbnails and things like that. That's the app that I like to use to do my YouTube thumbnails because it's formatted properly to really fit into that YouTube thumbnail space. Unfold is another app that I love. Bitly, that's how I create a lot of my links. Facebook, Pinterest, Bitmoji. Reach is another, it's like an agency app. Facebook Messenger, Breather. I don't even know why Breather's in here. I need to move that. But IGTV I very rarely use. WhatsApp Brand Snob is another agency app, as well as followers. So I can track like my engagement and my followers for the most part and see how I'm doing in terms of like growth and things like that. So next up we have travel. So anything travel related, whether it's a car service, trains, or like airplane apps, things like that. I love having these accessible because it's just a lot easier to have everything on the phone versus having to worry about trying to like print something out. But I'm a big Uber girl, so Uber, if you see this, call me. So I have like Uber, Lyft, Hotel Tonight, MTA apps, HomeAway, and Airbnb are 2 apps that I like to use, especially if I'm, you know, traveling and would prefer to stay in like an Airbnb type situation versus a hotel. But Juno, Trip.com, Air France, Hopper. So I have like ticket watching apps as well as like my flight apps as well. So I have Snapchat, and then I have the watch feature for my Apple Watch. I really don't have it on at the moment. She's actually still charging, so that's my baby though. And then at the bottom are the apps that I use the most. So I have like my phone, my messaging, Twitter, and Instagram, of course. So when I open up my Instagram, my feed is doing pretty everybody's pretty busy today. So it's a lot happening, and I feel like I've been getting a lot of followers recently because of something that happened with like a YouTube comment. So if you haven't seen it, 9 times out of 10 by the time you see this video, it's probably going to be gone off of my timeline, but of course you can look it up if you are interested that much. A better view of Beyonce on this side because I've pretty much condensed all of my apps. So everything pretty much has a home, and the remainder of the apps that are in the Apple apps folder is because these are apps that I kind of use but don't really need, but don't want to delete them just in case, if that makes sense, because they are Apple apps. So I never know what I'm going to use. However, I have like voice memos I do like to use. Find My iPhone I do keep tabs on. I have like iMovie, but I very rarely use iMovie in terms of editing because I do like to use Final Cut Pro more. Pages, the measure feature, and numbers as well. There's really nothing that I really need in this app, seriously, but like I said, I don't really want to delete them because I don't know how that would work in case I do need them. But that's pretty much it in terms of what's on my iPhone. Everything, like I said, is laid out in a format that I find to be easy for me, because like I said, this is the same format that I've been looking at for like the past 3-4 years. Alright guys, so we're going to talk about the phone itself. When I tell you that I've been waiting for this size for the 10, I kid you not, when they announced that they were creating, or the 10 was coming out last year, I didn't need a phone because my phone was only a year old by that point. But of course I was like, oh, if they make this in the plus size, then I might have to get it. They didn't come out with the plus size phone, so I was like, all right, well, my phone is only a year old, so it's really not a big deal. I'll just wait to see what they come up with. And I'm very glad that I updated my phone or upgraded it, partly because one, I needed a new phone anyway. You know how it is when Apple creates anything new. Your original device starts acting a little janky, it starts acting a little weird. But I like the phone, I love it. I thought that I was gonna miss the home button, but to be honest, I really don't miss the home button at all. There are moments where I kind of like go to do like a screenshot or like just close everything out or that kind of thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's no home button. But other than that, I haven't felt like, oh my god, I need a home button. I love the visual display, how it looks. Everything is so crisp and so bright. I love the camera on it. It's just like amazing. I've taken a few photos of Mason. I took a couple of photos of myself and Chloe on this phone, but I haven't really posted any selfies per se with this. I think I did a couple on like my, oh wait, maybe I did. Because legit, when I got the phone, I pre-ordered it on the 14th, which is when it dropped. I got the phone the following week and I really didn't open it up until that Sunday. And part of that was because I didn't receive my case in enough time. But this is a Casemate case. These are the only cases that I use on my phone for many different reasons. One, I love how their cases look. Mine is a little dirty at the moment because, you know, I've been touching it or whatever. But like, I love the way that the cases look. They're very pretty, but also the security that your phone has when using a Casemate case, in my opinion, honestly can't be beat. They have excellent customer service. So of course, if something happens to your case, you can replace it within, I believe it is a year. You just have to have your original receipt of purchase, and legit, they'll send you a new case for free. You don't have to pay anything additional. So I really love Casemate for that. And I do have a code. I do keep all of my codes listed in my description box. However, I will definitely include it somewhere around here so you guys can see. But anytime you do make a purchase on casemate.com, you'll be able to save 30% on your order. But that's pretty much it. That's all that I have on my phone. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.